heavy metal the way it was meant to be. Classic 80s underground. Live on blogtalkradio.com, the Heavy Metal Mayhem Radio Show. With your host, Mike the Big Cheese.
right, there's our guest tonight, Sammy Avigal, singing with Jack Star's Guardians of the Flame that never dies. What's up, P?
Hey, welcome. Oh, got to mute my computer. Sorry.
We missed you there the last couple of weeks. I'm sorry that the show interferes with your football season, but I'm glad you were able to make time today.
Oh, boy, here's something else.
It's only a few more weeks now.
Yeah, so...
No, what are you going to do?
So the shows have been really good. I've been checking them on the playbacks. You've been doing a real good job. You really don't need me. I'm just a little
of course
icing.
I need you.
I'm a little icing on the cake, that's all.
Hey, you're my partner in crime over here, so it's always better when it's the two of us having fun. And we should have a good time tonight. Our buddy Sammy, the Shoemaker Avigal, is coming on again.
Yeah.
We haven't had Sammy on a couple of years it's been, huh?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, well, the brand new record just came out by Avigal, so we'll talk to Sammy about that.
Right.
And then later on in the show, there's an interview with Amanda Sommerfield. I had Amanda on, I think, around this time last year also. It's funny, I had Amanda on last year at this time with David Feinstein from the Rods, and Sammy also sang with the Rods. And
wow.
I don't know if that's a stupid coincidence or what, but it is what it is.
It's like the what is it? The so many degrees.
Yeah, 6 degrees of heavy metal, we can call it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I love talking to Amanda because, like, when you talk to her, you feel like a little kid that's, falling in love with a girl for the first time. She's just a doll to talk to, and I have a good time whenever I talk to her. It's been a few times that we've spoken, and so we'll get that interview on a little later on after we talk with Sammy, and we'll keep the music. You know what? Even before we get any further with the music, we got to put some money in the book.
Oh.
It's been a while. But you know what? Mr. Paul Diano, he has to go into the book because he's been jerking me around with this interview for like 3 years on and off. And the last couple of weeks, it's just gotten ridiculous. So I guess if he thinks he's bigger than anybody else, let him keep doing what he's doing. But
yeah,
I think we got to book him, buddy.
All right. Book him, Dano.
So, yeah, I wish this would have all happened last week because I needed one of his songs for a matinee, but I'll just have to dig up something else, that's all.
I see.
What are we going to do? Well, you know what? Paul Diano, you're going in the book.
Let the name of Paul Diano be stricken from every book and tablet, stricken from all pylons and obelisks, stricken from every monument of heavy metal. Let the name of Paul Diano be unheard and unspoken, erased from the memory of men for all time.
Wow.
So let it be written.
So let it be done.
That's it. I had to pre-record that one because I couldn't remember all the words.
That was good. I like that. I like that voice you had there.
Playing around with the buttons on the audio editing program there.
Excellent.
All right, well, Paul's in the book. He's banned from Heavy Metal Mayhem.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he gives a shit is right. I don't even think we care.
He's just happy he's alive, that's all.
That's right. You know what? It just fills up a minute of airtime, that's all.
It's fun.
I hear you. Well, let me see. There's so much new music out right now, especially by some of the classic bands from the 80s, and there's a lot of new music out, too, by bands who have that classic 80s feel.
Yeah.
So this week it's a band called Arctic Flame. You might have heard of them. They're from New Jersey. They've been around, quite a while. Mm-hmm. And they got a new record out. So how about we do Guardians of the Gate?
Okay.
All right. Sit back. It's about 6 minutes.
I came across the ferryman, and they got me
that was Pantera with Down Below. I believe that was off the first album featuring Phil Anselmo, Power Metal. I was going to play something off the earlier records with Terry Glaze, but I don't think I went that far back in my collection. So there you go. All right. I know you didn't hear the first song, T, because we were talking, but they're pretty good, Arctic Flame, and this is a good record.
Cool.
Yeah, I got to send you some songs off it. Sammy will be calling in about 10 minutes or so, and let me see what I can get on now. I got to do our Demolition segment, and there's this new band. They're not a new band. They've been around a little while. They're called Fretless. They're out of Sweden.
Uh-huh.
And our friends over at Eddie's Mates just managed, they picked up managing them right now, and they're working with them. And maybe next year I'll get them on the show because we only got a couple of shows to do in December because of the holidays. So we're kind of booked up for that month. But maybe in January we have these guys on live. I think they sound great. They bring back that real classic hard rock sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you might like this song. I'm going to get on a song called Breakout. Let me know what you think. Okay, that was Fretless with Breakout. I really like that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a little AC/DC-ish,
yeah.
but it's fresh. It comes
Definitely.
right at you.
I tell you, I've been getting a lot of CDs lately in the mail, on the downloads from bands from Sweden, and it seems like the scene is exploding over there. I mean, a lot of great hard rock coming out of that country right now. I mean, it's always been big in Europe, but it just seems like right now the focus is over in Sweden.
Yeah, they promote pretty good over there. They got
definitely they support their artists.
Yeah, they support the artists. Yeah.
All right, well, let me see here. Sammy should be calling in about 5 minutes. You want to get on something off the new Avigal, or do you want to do something off the new Megadeth, or we'll do that later? What do you want to do?
Play the Avigal, that way we get
Sounds good to me.
We get
all right, well, Sammy should be calling in a little bit. This is off the brand new record, Unbroken. I want to play on Sins of the Father, but I don't have enough time before he calls in, so we'll play that maybe after we're done talking with Sammy. So right now I'll do Demons Inside. There you go, brand new Avigal, Demons Inside. Looking forward to talking to Sammy. She'll be calling at any minute. If I got the time right, P. Last week I screwed up the times with everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, I was supposed to have Paul Bostaff on last week from Testament. At 7:30, I kept thinking of a 6:30, and I was calling him over and over again. It was the wrong time.
Oh, wow.
When it went haywire. But I believe we got Sammy calling in now, so let me connect Sammy here.
Okay.
Hey, Sammy, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good to hear it. I'm okay, you know, as usual. Having fun.
Yeah, yeah. Is the weather getting cold up there yet?
Yes, and it will get colder. Don't remind me of that.
I know, last year was bad. Well, Sammy, I got Tommy on the line with me, too.
Hey, how you doing, Sam? It's Tommy.
Oh, all right, man. How are you?
Hanging in there, rocking, man.
Yeah, that's great.
Just heard a new tune. I loved it.
Thank you.
Excellent. Good stuff.
So, Sammy, the new album finally came out. It's been a lot of years in the making, man. It went from The Gates of Hell to Unbroken.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Those are the ones that we were streaming for a year already, but in the meantime finishing the album, you know?
Yeah.
It took 2 years to record this album and to put a band together, you know. We were doing both things at the same time. So I basically started doing it with my guitar player, Dickie Riom.
Yeah.
And we took it from there, you know, and we find the right musician. It's not easy, you know, trial and error. But today we're happy. We have what we wanted it to be, you know, musically.
That's good.
And yeah.
I was going to say, is it hard trying to find musicians to play with today, especially people that have, you know, the same interest as you and the same musical stylings that you want to accomplish?
It's not only that, you know, musical, it's one part of it. You should find, it's hard to find personalities that matches. I mean, being in a band is like a marriage, you know?
True.
Yeah.
And it's 5 people. I mean, marriage is only 2 people. Here it's 5 people in a marriage. So it is tough. But, you know, but once you find the right people and everybody is united behind one idea, then it's great, and it's working, you know. That's the whole thing. So I used my experience for so many years. I've been in many situations that didn't work, so this time I decided I'm going to look for the right combination of people, musically and personalities, so we can gel together and really have some fun. You know, music should be about fun.
It should be, I know. And like I said, 5 guys in a band is like being married to 5 different women. I mean, you might be better off moving to Utah and getting a TV show or something, but...
No, thanks. All I can do is one, man.
I know how you feel. You don't have to tell me. But it's a great record, Sammy. You put a lot of work into it over these years. I remember you sent me the rough mixes a couple of years ago, and what a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great product. It's got to be great that at least your last name fits for a perfect band name, Avigal. You know, if you had a name like Dinkelmeyer or Schwarzenberg, it just wouldn't work with the band.
I wouldn't be using it if it was Dinkelmeyer. I promise.
Yeah. So I was watching King of Queens. That name came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it's a solid record, Sammy. And over the years, in between the record, you were also working with the Rods, trying to get Vengeance out at the same time.
Right.
I helped them with the production because they were stuck, you know, and they needed help, and we're good friends. So I lend a hand, man.
You did a good job on that one, too, getting them going. That's got to say something, because Carl's a producer. He does engineering himself, and he came to you.
That's because Carl was not yet into computers and into those new programs, and I was already into that. So I helped him. He's great now. He's doing well, you know. But
yeah,
I got him into it. It's, you know, people have to get pushed into it to do it. It's a little scary at the beginning before you put into it, and then it's okay.
Yeah, it's like anything else. You have to adapt to the changes that come, you know, especially in the music business. Now with the new album out, you're in a whole completely different ball game. Like, as far as the record end of the business goes compared to when you first started out years ago. How different is it today for you?
Well, in the old days, we waited for the record company to give us at least $100,000 to go to the studio and record the album. Today, we don't need that. I have my own studio at home. I record everything there,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a different world, And in the old days, you go to a studio and then you look at the hour, you look at the clock, and if there is mistakes, you just let them go because it's $500 an hour or $400 an hour, and you look at the time and you look at the money and you just want to finish it.
Yeah.
Today, I have my own place. If I don't like something, I just go back and fix it.
Yeah, that makes it easier. Yeah, but you're like a one-man band in a way because you wrote the album, you produced it, you did the engineering, and like you said, I guess it comes easier for you because you have your own place to do it in, so you can put the time and effort into getting it right.
Yes, plus I didn't have a chance, man, a choice, because nobody gave me money to do anything, so I had to do everything myself. It was, you don't have a choice, then you do it. I even designed the album cover and the booklets and all that. I never did that before, and I wouldn't be doing it if I had the record company fronting some money to pay an artist to do it. But nobody was there. So, when you have to do things, you just do them.
Yeah, I know. That's what my wife keeps telling me every week about certain things up in the bedroom, but I'm just not getting there yet. But I will. I get around to it. But you have to be like a one-man operation.
Excuse me. This is different. Doing things in the bedroom, come on, it's no fun. Yeah, I'm talking about music, art.
That's so true.
I probably, if I had to do things in the kitchen, I wouldn't do them either. I have time. I put them away.
That's right. Sammy, also, you work with Danny on this album, too, and you and Danny have known each other a long time, and you've worked together in the past, so you kind of have that going for you, too.
Yeah, Danny's a good friend. I also worked with Dave McDonald on one of the songs, and, I work with all the people, my friends, people I like to work with other people. It's fun.
Who wasn't fun to work with?
Who wasn't fun? Don't ask those kind of questions. I'm not going to answer them.
Oh, come on. Between pictures.
Hey, I don't need enemies.
I hear you. Was it Jack Starr? We won't say nothing.
I'm not mentioning him. I played the fifth.
Okay, it was Joe Hasselvander. Joe's a good friend of ours here. It's okay. We can talk about Joe.
Hey, come on. People are different people whatever you call it. Depends. That's why I decided to start my own band, because I always played in a band when I came late into the band, and then things were already done, and somebody thought he was the boss, and you couldn't change anything, and you couldn't do anything, and it was always kind of weird, and that's why I always wanted to start my own band, and then this time I just went for it.
Yeah, you're better off. Is it harder, like, when you step into a band like Pitcher or the Rods, where they've already been established and have a certain sound and style? Now you have to come in and kind of add your touch to all this stuff and also create something new for what's going on in the future?
It is very hard, because they have already their own style. So you have to adapt. As a creative person, you go there and you don't have the full freedom to be creative, because you have to stay in those, in the box where the band is.
Right.
And that's it. And then if you try to do something, then the other guys will immediately
think you're trying to take over.
Yeah, because they created the things and they did it. And you don't want boundaries either, It's like you got to know your place sometimes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the best to do is to do what I did. Start your own thing, and then you can dictate the direction.
Yeah.
But because of those experiences that I had with other bands, with my musicians, I give them a lot more freedom than I was giving. Just because I was there, and I know that if I'll give them more freedom, I'll get a lot more out of them.
Right. You treat them well, and you'll get more out of them, more creativity, and they feel like they're part of something instead of a hired hand or whatever.
Let them express themselves.
That's very good. That's very good.
If I want to do just what I had in mind, it will sound only what I had in mind.
Right.
But I bring that to the table, and then everyone takes it. And it's, I'm not a drummer, so when the drummer sits down and is creative, he adds something to the music. So if I was just saying, hey, man, I don't want that, that's what I had in mind, then, I'm just stopping the whole thing from happening, basically.
Right, right.
I don't like that, because what's done to me, I'm not going to do that to other musicians. That's the bottom line.
You learn by their mistakes, other people's mistakes.
Exactly. No, your own mistakes, because you went there and then that's the way you were treated. So
yeah,
maybe other people's too. Yeah, I mean the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Sammy, this is the first album you've had out on your own as Avigal, but it's the first time you had an album out in a long time. So it's got to be a good feeling to have a product out again.
Yes. Since the Jack Star album, or whatever you want to call that, a project,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to create something on my own, and it took time. It's just not easy. As I said before, you got to find the right people.
I know.
Those 4 people that are playing with me today were not the first people there, other than Dickie Riom, the guitar player, that he is a great human being, other than a great musician. I had to find the right people to fill all the spots, and I had different people in every position till I found the right persons, basically. Musical, there's a lot of talented people out there.
Sure.
But to find the right personality, again, well, just like I said, just like a marriage, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. And next week, you got the record release party up where you are, I think next Saturday night, right?
Uh-huh. I can't wait, man. That'll be great.
That should be great.
I love playing live, so it's yeah.
We got to get you downstate. We got to get you down to the city.
Come on, do something. I need a manager.
Yeah.
I tell you, I wish I could. I could barely manage my wife. Never mind you. I'm in enough trouble here. But I would love to get you down here. I mean, I'll put you in touch with people.
First of all, you got to stop talking about your wife, because you're going to get in trouble, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
She's got a good sense of humor. She's married to me, so.
It's okay. That's good. She's got to have a good sense of humor.
Oh, she has to be. Forget it, because I'm a handful.
Good.
That's it.
Love is too short to worry about little things like that.
It's true. It really is. Like you said before, music is supposed to be fun. And when you get into a situation in a band, which I know you had to have had over the years where it's not fun anymore, it's time to move on and do something that is. Because why be miserable doing the thing you love?
Exactly. I mean, you should have fun. You should enjoy what you're doing. That's the bottom line, I mean, the way the music business is today, nobody's going to be a millionaire out of it. And maybe in the old days, people used to. But today, it's all about being happy.
It's a labor of love and making yourself happy and making your fans happy. You seem like the type of guy that would rather just have a small amount of people really love it, or just people just take it and just throw it on in the CD player, listen to it once and that's it. You'd rather have a diehard group of people that really love everything that you make.
Of course.
Yeah.
We work so hard to put it all together. We all want to have a little appreciation. It's just normal human need.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want people to say, "Hey, man, it's a great album. Your work was great," and that's basic.
Of course, you want to be acknowledged for what you've done and what you've put out, and I think you're going to get that with this album because. You're one of the few singers left today who actually worries about the melody of a song and actually singing it. Because if you follow the metal scene over the last few years, the singers have kind of gone down the drain. They really haven't been very, very melodic singers out there, and you still bring that melody to the music, yet you keep it as heavy as possible.
Definitely. That's the only way I know how to do it, man.
Yeah. And that's the best way. And this album seems to have like a lot of personal stuff on it. Is that how you were writing at the time?
I write whatever bothers me, you know. If there is something I have to deal with, I just write it down.
Mm.
Yeah, like "Thank You" is a great song.
Yes, it's a moment in life, you know. When you feel that, when you write it down, you write those words down, and they're beautiful. They are not always like that, you know. When you have a fight, when you're asked to do the dishes and you don't feel like doing them, then those words don't mean nothing.
Yeah, that's when you play the Gates of Hell.
Yes. Oh, man. Gates of Hell is not what really people thinking, you know. It's not really about hell or about, I don't believe in that stuff. Gates of Hell, it's about a bad situation, you know. But it's about being a drunk and then you're pulled into it.
Yeah.
Or being a drug addict and you're pulled into it, or anything, a bad situation. That's what Gates of Hell is about. But people think I am believe in hell, in the Satan, and it's nothing to do with that. It's just a metaphor.
Exactly. Well, if they get the album, they'll know exactly what it is when they read the lyrics. And you put out a great package this time because a lot of bands aren't putting out the lyrics anymore and the pitches and everything else in there. And this is one of the reasons, to go out and buy, the CD instead of just getting the download. So where can people get the CD besides the digital download, which is probably on iTunes right now?
All right, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about now. And I want everybody to listen because I was trying to get a record deal for the last 2 years. Now, there were small record companies who will give me a record deal, but that's all what they can give you. They don't have the money. They don't have the distributions the way it should be or anything. And then there is the big record companies who will give you a deal, but then they'll take anything. You take your royalties, they'll take anything. You get nothing in return.
Your soul. Yeah.
You know? So what I did here, I came up with an idea, and then the CD says that Green Monster Productions. I created a record company that will be the musician's record company. I want every musician who's got a CD, who wants to sell it, go to www.avigal.us and send me an email. There is a contact information there. Every band that wants to be on that label, I'm creating basically a label, but the label that belongs to musicians.
Excellent.
Every band that wants to be on that label, call me. You get a page. Your sales will be connected directly to your PayPal account. Whatever you sell is yours. But if we put all the bands together that cannot get a deal today, or that don't want to get a deal today because of the conditions out there, we put them all together in one website. It means that 500 people or 10,000 people that knows me from Picture and Horizon and the Rods and here and will come to buy my CD will have a chance to check the other bands on that website. Now, the other bands on that website will have another. Even if you got 1,000 people that wants to buy your CD, they will come there, they'll buy your CD, but then they'll come to check mine, and they'll check the other bands on that website. I want to create a powerful medium that belongs only to bands, to musicians. Every band's got its own page, its own bank account. In this case, I'm using PayPal for my band. They can use whatever they want. Whatever comes to them goes directly to their bank account. We're not giving anything to nobody. It's like a MySpace or Facebook of bands.
Yeah.
Put them all together and let us all sell. And if we have 10 or 20 bands on that website, we will have 50,000 people visiting the website, and everybody will make money.
Yeah, it sounds like what the Mafia did 100 years ago.
Yeah, man, all the bands out there, go to my website www.avigal.us and contact me. There'll be a place for anybody. What?
I'm going to put that link up on my website, too, for you, Sammy, so people can see it and get in touch with you quicker.
You know, a lot of bands out there don't know how to get a deal today. It's very difficult. So why don't we get together and make it happen for all of us?
Right.
That's right. There's strength in numbers. That's the way to do it.
And I think it's a great idea, and if we can work together, we can push it. That's it. It'll be a record company of the people. That's it.
That's the way to do it, Sammy. That's the only way to do it today. It's a different world. It's a different environment for music.
I know.
You got to band together.
And that's what was my idea. You know, I thought about it, and you know, we'll get strength in numbers.
That's right.
I mean, before you know it, we can deal with distributors, we can deal with the management, we can deal with the tour promotion people. If we are powerful and if we have 20 bands there or even more, we can do a lot and do it for ourselves.
That's the way to be, man. That's the way to do it, Sammy.
Yeah.
You hit on a good idea there.
Out there would just rip you off, man. I tried. I've been there.
I know. People don't realize it's a cutthroat business.
It is a cutthroat business. And
I had to deal with it.
I had offers to sign with record companies, you know, and I'm like, what? They want me to sign everything to them, and I will get maybe 80 cents on a CD. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to sell my CD, and I want $10 in my pocket from that CD.
Definitely.
I'll send you a check tomorrow.
Yes, man. No, yours was not.
I get one right out to you. I'm going to start the ball rolling.
So, and I wanted to put that out there for everybody.
I will. I'm going to put the links up on my site to let people know, because I think that's a great idea. And I'm going to start mentioning that to bands, young bands, when they come on the show for the first time. I'm going to let them know about that.
Hey.
It's well worth it.
Why give the power to record companies?
That's right. Take it out of their hands and put it back in the musicians who are making the music and who deserve to get paid for what they do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. I wish it was a perfect world, and that's how it happened. But you've come across a great idea, and I think you're going to make it work. Another thing I wanted to mention to you was I heard that you went back to school for psychology.
Yes. Where did you hear that one?
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I just love people. I love people. And I was like, I needed a challenge in life. Music is great, but I needed a real challenge. And after high school, I became a musician, and I never gave myself a chance to go another step, So I just went to college.
Was it hard going back after all those years?
At the beginning, you come and you have these kids there at the age of 18, 20, and 21. They're just out of high school, and they are, they still in that mode to study and learn. And then you come in and you're older than they are, and then, but you are wiser than they are in that sense that you have a life experience they don't have.
Yeah.
And it helps you. But, at the beginning, the first semester, I had to get myself to really study, probably harder than they did, because I was not in that mode yet.
Yeah.
But after that, it's a kick, man.
Good for you, Sammy. Good for you.
You got to have fun in life. You got to do everything, anything.
I know. Well, you know what? I know you didn't want to say who was difficult to work with before, but who's shorter, Jack Starr or Rock Feinstein?
I tell you the truth. I think that Rock is a little shorter than Jack.
I heard that when Rock plays, they got to put a milk crate on stage for him to stand on. Is
that true? In the pictures, we let him stand on a book. Like, very... I'm just joking. That's not what happened.
We've had Rock on the show plenty of times. He knows we're goofing around. He knows that. And the song that you actually worked on with Ronnie is on his record, I think, The Code.
Yes, I did the recording. I recorded Ronnie when he came here. I was the engineer, and I did the whole thing. I recorded the 2 songs, and it was great. Ronnie was... rest in peace, Ronnie. What can I say?
Yeah, exactly.
A big loss.
Definitely.
To the music and he was a great human being. I met him and, we got drunk that night, but other than that, everything was great.
That's the way to be.
We had a lot of beers. The man is just great, and what a talent. He stood there in front of the mic, and it was like, wow.
I can imagine.
I'm a singer, but I'm listening to that guy, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you've had such a great career.
He did.
Yeah, it's a shame.
He contributed a lot to us, to all of us, as musicians,
Yeah, he was definitely one of the strongest forces in heavy metal vocals. After maybe Ian Gillan and maybe Ozzy Osbourne, I guess.
Yes.
I think
singing wise, he was an unbelievable singer. I mean,
definitely.
It's like, the time with Rainbow, and then the Sabbath years, and then the Dio years. He kept improving and creating, and he's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's true. And it's so funny how much of a resemblance there is between him and Rock. Like when you look at one and the other, there's such a resemblance between the two of them. It's incredible.
I think Ronnie is a little taller.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, face-wise, they look so much alike,
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they had to have a sense of humor. They named the band Elf, no?
Yeah, when you think of it, yeah.
I mean,
they called the band Elf on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, they had to have a sense
they were
of humor.
all, I think Craig Gruber was the tallest guy in that band. And I played with Craig, with the Russ. He's not that tall.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, man.
That's true. That's true.
He's still out there. Mikey had him on the show about a year ago.
Yeah, Craig, he's still playing.
Craig?
He's got a band called Eden going, yeah.
Craig, he's trying all kind of stuff. Man, he is the best bass player I ever played with. He's such an unbelievable bass player, musician, And you see it in the rehearsal, because then he's just jams and has fun. But on the albums, I think he's very, he's holding himself
back a little bit,
playing just for the song.
Yeah.
But in rehearsals, he used to just have fun, and he's unbelievable.
He is. Sammy, I got to let you go in a few minutes because I got Amanda Somerville coming on. But
really?
Yeah. It's been a half hour.
No, you make me cry, man. I'm gonna go do the dishes.
I only got 45 minutes left in the show. I got to get your music on.
Okay. I'm just joking.
We'll have to have a part 2, We'll have to follow it up. But you got the show coming up next week, right? Can anybody go, or is it just a private party for the album?
It's a party for the album. We have an opening act there, and we're going to have a lot of our friends and everybody from this area,
So where is
that?
I mean, you are welcome to come and visit us. That'll be great. Let me know. I'll put you on the guest list.
Definitely.
We'll see how
I'd love to come up there next weekend. I'm on vacation. I can do it.
We'll see how the weather is.
Yeah.
All right.
Sammy, all I know is this. They put Rock in the Syracuse Hall of Fame or something, or Rochester Hall of Fame? I got to get you in there. I'm going to start a petition this week.
I'm not from this area original,
It doesn't matter. I'll get you in the Israeli Hall of Fame if you want. I don't care. Wherever you want to go, I'll put you in. You name it, I'll start the petition.
Okay.
I'll get you wherever you want to go, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Mike.
It's in the Dutch
All right,
Hall of
Sammy.
Fame.
All right,
Why don't you give me a song off the new record to play? What do you want to hear?
Whatever you feel like.
Thank God. I only had 2 songs uploaded, and I played one. So I'm going to go on Sins of the Father.
All right. I love that song. Yeah, it's lyric-wise, it's beautiful. It's about the things that we do that affect our children,
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of things there.
Including what we're doing to the planet and all that stuff.
It's a great song, Sammy. I love it. I'm going to get that on right now. And anytime you want to come on, man, just call in. You don't have to ask. Just call in.
Okay.
All right, Sammy. Thank you very much, buddy.
Take care.
Maybe we'll see you next weekend.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
All right, Sammy Avigal. What a great guy. I love talking with Sammy. He's always fun.
Yeah, we could talk all night.
I know, but that's why I feel bad because I would have just did the show with just Sammy tonight because you could keep him on forever and talk with him, but I had to get this interview on.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. But maybe one time when Sammy has nothing to do, he'll call in and we'll just leave the whole 2-hour show for him. There's a couple of guests we have like that you can go 2 hours with,
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I'm going to get on Sins of the Father. At least he gave us the comparison between Rock and Jack, who's shorter or not, So we got that out of it. I bet you if they recast the Wizard of Oz, we can make him the Mayor of Munchkinville and the Foreigner. But now it's a little Abigail, Sins of the Father. Okay, that was Avigal off the brand new record, Unbroken, Sins of the Father. I feel bad now that we only